Thank you for downloading episode 168 of We Got This with Mark and Hal. If you love the show, here's what you do. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star rating and a review. Tell everybody why you love the show and why they should listen to it. The more of those we get, the more people will listen to the show, which means maybe we could travel to your town and do a show there if there are enough people who are listening. And even more than that, merch.
Ooh, merch.
Yeah, you love merch, right?
I do. You guys didn't know I was here, did you?
He was here the whole time, and he's going to be here when we record episode 168, which you're about to listen to right now.
Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle once and for all.
Best pretzel shape.
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcast should have a theme song. Podcast should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
Stop shaking your head already. You're already shaking your head.
I love you, and I love this.
And I love you. But this is the new chili beans or no beans.
I know. No, this is one that I just heard about moments ago. And I went, there's only one pretzel shape.
Yeah.
And then you informed me of some dumb Philly history, apparently, where you guys came up with your own pretzel shape. And now it's somehow a contender.
Before I come across this table at you and you get these hands, Joseph Luongo suggested this topic. There are a ton of pretzel shapes, my dude. Tons of them.
There's pretzel shape. Hey, everybody, when I say pretzel shape, that thing that you think of, that's pretzel shape.
That is a pretzel shape.
Oh, you're the most Philly person I know.
Oh, what is your favorite movie of all time? Avatar, because it made so much money? Please. Just because it's the one that people know the most doesn't mean it's the best. You got your standard pretzel shape. Let's call those the
pretzel shape.
The pince-nez, because you can turn it
the what?
The pince-nez.
Oh, wait, you don't pronounce the Z at the end of that? I always called those pince-nez glasses.
Of course you did.
Yeah, it's the ones that Teddy Roosevelt wore.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, it's nez. Pince-nez.
Not in French, it's not.
Is it not?
It's nay.
Oh.
Anyway.
Did you ever take one of those pretzels and put it on your face like it was?
That's why I'm calling it that. They're glass pretzels. They're pretzel glasses.
Yeah, they're also. You know what that also is referred to as? That shape. Pretzel shaped.
Yeah, that's fine. We've got pretzel twists.
Right, which are like usually the honey sticks that you buy in a bag for a Super Bowl party.
Pure garbage.
Oh, I like those.
Oh, now you're gonna stick up for a dumb pretzel? Now we're in it. All I needed to do was stoke the fire a little bit and say those dumb honey pretzels.
Those braided honey pretzels are delicious, but it's not about the delition of a pretzel. It's about
the delition?
Yeah. It's not about the delition of the pretzel. It's about the shape, right?
Yes. What is the best shape?
Pretzel shaped.
There's also the thin stick.
What? Oh, just like are you talking about the thick rod that kids pretend they're smoking cigars with? Kids, me.
Those are rods. Me too.
Yeah.
100%. And then
do you dunk them in mustard?
No, I don't. I'm not a huge mustard on a pretzel fan.
I'm a big mustard on a pretzel fan.
Like, I'm down for it. You know what I don't like? Honey
ketchup
mustard
on a pretzel.
No ketchup either.
By the way, I just called it a Prestel.
A Prestel.
Which now in my brain, that's what it's called. Prestels.
Did you also say library when you were a kid?
No, but my sister said biscotti.
Biscotti and meatballs?
Oh, yeah. Meatballs!
Just like the Family Circus kids.
Oh, my God. Is that why they were running around in the yard so much, making all those crazy designs? They were just trying to make their path look like a big, long noodle of biscotti?
Yeah. And then they would run in a circle to make a meat bulb.
When's later, Daddy?
Who ate all these disgusting honey mustard twists?
Not me.
Exactly.
Oh.
That ghost.
The ghost named Not Me.
Has anybody made a horror film where Not Me is like the spirit of a demon?
And the Family Circus family is this is good.
Yeah.
And Billy's got to escape him, but he's got to take his usual route instead of just making a beeline for the door.
You have to trace Satan's path. If you want me out of this home, I'm not me, the claimer of souls.
Oh no, I've got to go over the monkey bars.
And then go pet that dog 5 times. Drink out of the hose.
All right. Pretzel rods.
So the pretzel sticks are the little thin ones.
Are you talking about the short thin ones? Ones are like a little inch and a half?
No, those are nuggets.
Wait, no,
The
nuggets
thin
are...
ones are like, the thin ones look like the inside of a pen.
Yeah.
You know, like when you take apart a
no,
mechanical pen, that's
I know.
a pretzel stick.
I just never get but they're not that long. They're not, you're holding up
They're
your
like
fingers
this long.
All right, now your fingers are getting narrower together.
They're
When
this
you
long.
started, they were like,
Now they're
they were
touching.
pretzel rod length.
Right, but I'm just giving you an idea of like they're long, thin.
Right. Okay.
Then-
I'm a visual learner,
They're
Hal.
like Pockies. You know the Pocky
Yeah,
sticks?
yeah.
They're
Oh,
like
yeah, no,
pretzel
I know.
Pocky sticks.
Yeah.
Then,
But shorter.
Yeah. Then you've got the rod or log.
Sure. Who calls them logs?
I just did.
All right.
You've got the pretzel braid. Pretzel braid is a soft pretzel, but a long braided one. It's almost
Right.
like Bavarian. That's a Bavarian style because the Bavarian you can get a giant regular pretzel shape, but they'll also do a giant.
I like
braid.
that. I like the braid. The braid I've had at Bavarian restaurants when you order like the pretzel for the table as an app with the mustard or the beer cheese on the side.
Yes, you have the pretzel bite, which is a soft pretzel nugget. Then
those are just, I feel like that's something that Auntie Anne's just made up so that you could eat them in your car.
It's possible. You have the pretzel bun.
What's the pretzel
It's a roll.
bun?
That's a pretzel. You can have a sandwich in there.
Oh, yeah. I like pretzel rolls. You know what? There's more of these than I thought there were.
And then you have the Philadelphia soft pretzel is called a figure eight because it looks like a link in a chain.
Honestly, what I thought that was that I was just buying smushed down pretzel shaped pretzels.
It looks like a smushed down pretzel shape, but that's actually they're baked side
so they
by side.
smushed them pretzels. So they basically make pretzels that are smushed down on purpose in Philadelphia.
You make that shape. I'm going to ignore you. Make that safety pin shape, and then or like a paper clip almost, and they're baked side by side. So you actually break them off on the side as opposed to top and bottom. And then the typical pretzel shape is they're baked individually.
Right. And then they're hung up on that rack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look,
Slowly spin for your amusement.
all right. This is, for those who listened to our show last week, we had Guardians of the Galaxy because it had won the previous episode, and all other contenders had to beat Guardians of the Galaxy in order to be in contention. I'm going to put out right now that capital, all the letters, pretzel shape is the one that is automatically to the finals, and the other ones are going to have to be contenders. I think that's the reigning. I think pretzel shape is the reigning champion.
Hold off.
What do you mean hold off?
Just hold off a second.
It's pretzel shape.
I'm not necessarily arguing with you.
Oh, he's pausing for dramatic effect and taking a sip of
that water is good.
water out of a glass Garfield cup.
A little Garfield glass. I want to talk about what makes a good pretzel shape.
Okay.
No, like what would make one of these shapes, any of these shapes, better than another, as opposed to being the most pretzel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For me, a thing that I like in a pretzel shape is it's not gonna be the little sticks
Or the sourdough nibblers.
No, that's just a hard pretzel, like a large hard pretzel cracked into pieces.
You know what you do with those? They look they look like the little root beer barrels.
Yeah, it's a little bag of broken pretzels.
It's not broken. They're individually shaped.
Oh wait, no. I'm thinking of they make Snyder's of Hanover.
Yeah.
They make
sourdough pretzel nuggets.
Yeah.
They look like little root beer barrels. They're not broken pieces.
No, those are broken pieces. We can go buy a bag right now.
They're individually made. Oh, we're gonna buy a bag.
Go buy a bag right now.
They're individual. I will show you a picture.
All right.
Right now.
Are you thinking of the ones with peanut butter in the middle?
No. Those are combos. That doesn't even
That's
count.
not combos. Combos makes a version of it. But no, the ones that look like little pillows. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, the ones that you get at like Trader Joe's?
Yeah, you can only buy them in a giant tub form, and they always have them on film sets.
Sourdough. Hold on. Pretzel.
Nuggets.
Bites. Or nuggets.
Yeah, those are just broken up pieces of...
Let me go to images.
I'm telling you, man. And they have the version that's like salt and onion and vinegar or whatever.
Dude,
mustard.
You can see it in the picture.
Let me see. Yeah, the pictures you're going to see. The images that you're going to search are all going to be little nugget bites like that.
They're individual pieces.
Oh, those
And they have a slot. See?
But you know the ones I'm talking about where you can just buy a bag of
pretzel fragments.
Those look like teeny little French loaves or like teeny little hoagie rolls.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Subway rolls.
Yes.
All right.
I like to take those. I don't even crush them. You get some Breyer's ice cream, put some Breyer's ice cream in a bowl, and put those nuggets in there. Guess what? You're about to have a party. You're going to straight up have
if
a
I
party for
didn't know
days.
you were talking about pretzels and you walked up to me and said, I'm going to put some Breyer's ice cream in this bowl. I'm going to drop these nuggets in there and we're going to have a party for days. I would call the police.
And I would go to
All right.
jail.
Those are
Willingly.
those are very good.
Yeah.
I'm eliminating, you know the one I'm talking about though. I'm not a crazy person. They're like mustard. They've got like mustard powder on them, but it's basically just a Snyder's of Hanover hard pretzel, which I always loved those growing up. They're about the size of, I don't know, as big around as a baseball or a tennis ball maybe, diameter wise, but they're just hard pretzel shaped pretzels. And then you can buy them by the bag where they just, in the factory, hey, just take all the broken pieces. We'll just sell those.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
So those aren't going to win.
No.
Cause jagged pieces of the death of another pretzel shape is not the victor.
Yes.
Those nuggets are fine. I like those. They're not going to beat pretzel shaped.
I think part of it is, so let's talk about what makes a great pretzel shape.
All right.
Why would you make a shape other than the traditional shape? So now we have a lot of stuff that we dip. So if you go to the movie theaters and you get pretzel nuggets versus a giant super pretzel, and you have like a dip, then you got to break the pretzel into pieces to dip it, as opposed to, hey, this is already done. Each one is like a little mini pretzel loaf that I dip. And
these
then
are two very different foods that we're talking about, because maybe we can cut a swath through all of this if we divide them up into two categories, because you've got your hard, crunchy pretzels and you've got your soft pretzel. And those are two very different foods. I don't think you can even compare like hard pretzel nuggets dipped in some sauce with a big Bavarian knot torn apart and dipped into some sauce, because they're two totally different foods.
Okay.
So you want to pick one of each and see, if we wind up with a battle royale,
Like a hard pretzel, soft
pick
pretzel?
a half pretzel, pick a hard shape and a soft shape. The hard shapes are going to be more fun because there's way more variety.
Yeah, you have
of them.
you have the grid. You get the grids,
the weird
rings,
little grids. I like the grids.
pretzel rings.
Pretzel sticks, pretzel rods.
Let me ask you this. What is
I like the nuggets with the peanut butter in the middle.
They're great.
But that is, I feel like that's cheating.
That's not a shape.
That's not a shape.
That's things stuffed inside.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and peanut butter's a good one.
Yeah, sure. But that's baseball in the steroid era.
Right.
Yeah.
Or chocolate covered.
Sure.
Chocolate covered, I want a traditional pretzel, or I want a rod.
A chocolate covered pretzel rod is delicious.
Yeah. Because that way you get more of it. Like the traditional pretzel shape, you take a bite and it starts like breaking off, and then you lose some of it. Like I want the integrity maintained as long as possible.
I forgot about this, like pretzel shaped small pretzels, like the hard pretzels. That pretzel shape you can get in hard and soft. You can get in small or large among the hard versions.
And you can get a medium size that's thicker that has no salt on it, like the salt-free pretzels.
Right. For me, I think it's about variety. I like the variety of them. I like finding different flavors and textures, not flavors, it's all the same flavor, but finding different textures within the pretzel community. So in that regard, I like a small hard pretzel shaped pretzel, because you can break off the long stem part and have that if you want a long pretzel shape. If you want like a more hearty and enriching hard pretzel flavor, you can just pull that little triangle off the bottom middle. And just have that. You can bite it into the shape of a star speeder.
Yes, you can. You can put two M&Ms, one M&M on each of the holes, and eat it like a little plate.
Oh yeah, they're great.
So you have chocolate and pretzel together. Put them in ice cream.
I'm wondering. So, what are your thoughts on the shapes of the hard pretzels?
I love those sourdough nuggets. They're great. They're like perfect. I'm a food horser, as my wife says. And those are great for horsing. You can shove a bunch of them in your mouth and then drink whatever liquid you're drinking and have it like work together. Like I'm crunching. It's kind of helping with that.
Right.
Then I get one delicious swallow. Hopefully it all goes down. How long have I been dead? Were they able to bring me back? Or is this like that NBC thing where you're dead? and you go to sleep and then you wake up and you're the other reality back and forth. It only had like 10 episodes.
Yeah, it was really good. Was that Jason Isaac or Oscar Isaac?
Yes.
The one from
Jason Isaac.
Yeah, the one from Harry Potter. Lucius Malfoy.
Jason Isaac.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, the pretzel rod, it's got to be the pretzel rod.
I feel like of the hard pretzels, the one that gets everything right is the pretzel rod.
Yeah.
Because the Snyders of Hanover, that like extra large, hefty sourdough, pretzel shaped pretzel.
The nibblers.
The one that they break up into the nibblers.
Okay.
But when it's full size is a little too crunchy. You know what I mean? It's hard to eat. They're a little too much.
You don't want to challenge.
Yeah.
And you don't want that much of a challenge.
The pretzel sticks are just wispy little nothings. Like, these are good for pretending you're making a little raft.
You know how chefs say that food will challenge you? Mm-hmm. Can that be the one area of my life where I'm not challenged by something? Where like the food is just, where I can just dominate the food and it can be what I want it to be? Like, I don't want you to challenge my notion of what pizza is. I just want like a good pizza.
Yeah, a sourdough pretzel rod. It's the perfect combination of that crunch, but not too much of the crunch. It's great for dunking because they're long and you can continue to dunk. Yeah. It coats because it's got that salt layer on the outside. So there's lots of texture to it.
Yeah. It's a really fun crunch. I would horse it. You could horse it with several bites. Well, actually what you do is you like let it sit in your mouth and it kind of softens and then you can crunch that off and then you've got fresh pretzel again. So it's kind of like you can enjoy it. It's like stages of a rocket.
Wait a minute. What was this last thing about you just soften it in your mouth and then it's like a fresh pretzel
you have
again?
It like a cigar. You just sort of let it sit in your mouth and you kind of gnaw at it. And then
do you think that what makes this not a fresh pretzel is just that it's dehydrated?
No. Well, yes. It's a not fresh pretzel. No, you're like nibbling
the secret to renovating anything is just get it wet. Hang on, I'm renovating my bathroom. Someone hose it down.
Hey, what did Noah have to build that ark for? The world was being cleansed with water.
Oh, jeez.
I rest my case.
All on your pretzel rods are all the little salt crystals 2x2.
Mm-hmm. 2x2, getting on the pretzel. No, I'm saying like you can have it in your mouth and like gnaw on it, and then when it becomes super soft, you just crunch that part off, and then you get another. It's as if you have a fresh pretzel bite.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Do
you think that beats a traditional pretzel shape?
For, like the way you said that. Like, does that beat your traditional pretzel?
Yeah. Have I already done it?
I feel like of the hard pretzels, that's the victor. But in my mind, we're going for best shape of a pretzel. And I think flavor wise, I enjoy a soft pretzel more because there's more variety to the textures. I like that. I like them when they're hot and they have that specific like pretzel salt on them. But of those, it's going to be pretzel shaped.
Listen, you don't have to sell me on soft pretzels.
I know, but I feel like I do have to sell you on pretzel-shaped soft pretzels.
You're going to have to try, but let me say one more thing I love about the pretzel rod.
Your figure eight's not going to win.
One more thing about the pretzel rod.
They're mushy and stuck together.
Hold on, child. The best part of the pretzel rod is when you take a bite and it splinters in half. So you get half of it, and then it looks like a little log flute, a flute.
Oh yeah,
and then you can use that to.
That's the best.
Your mint chocolate chip ice cream. Briars.
I'm not a huge pretzels and ice cream fan.
Oh, it's great.
How do you dip them if the structural integrity of the pretzel has already been broken by breaking it in half?
I like
and it's
softer ice cream, so the softer ice cream on top, you can just sort of
like a frosty level of softness.
I'm good with that. It can be a little bit have a little bit more hold, or it can have a little less.
Okay,
I'm good with it.
Right on.
It's all good. I have a spoon. I'll drink the bowl later. I don't care. People don't like when it gets soupy. That's like when I go to work.
You know what I bet would be good? If your vanilla ice cream, if you don't eat it fast enough and it gets soupy, pour a little bit of Lucky Charms in there.
Oh, that's a good idea. Look at you.
Pour a little bit of cereal in there when it just becomes like sweetened cereal milk.
Look what you did.
Right?
Yeah.
I think we're figuring this out, man.
Good job.
Let's talk about soft pretzels.
Okay.
Because I think we've got...
I'll tell you what. Let's take a break and then talk about soft pretzels.
Has it been that long?
It's been 20 minutes.
Hey, all right.
About. Maybe a little less.
All right.
We'll take a break.
Is there a dog in a car at a bar on the street? Yay!
I'm Allegra Ringo, a small dog owner. My dog Pistachio howls when she's excited.
And I'm Renee Colvert, a big dog owner. My dog Tugboat tips over when he's sleepy.
And we co-host a podcast called Can I Pet Your Dog that airs every Tuesday. We bring you all things dog.
Yes, dog news, dog tech, dogs we met this week. We also have pretty famous guests on Butt Legs. We're not going to let them talk about their projects.
No.
Just want to hear about those dogs.
We don't want to hear about your stuff, only your dogs. So join us every Tuesday on Max Fun.
Thank you so much to the over 28,000 members who joined or upgraded during the 2018 Max Fun Drive, and to all of our monthly members. You showed up in full force to help us reach our goal, and to show our appreciation, we're putting up this year's batch of Max Fun Drive exclusive enamel pins on sale for all $10 and up monthly members. And just like last year, we're giving all the profits to charity. For 2018, we're supporting the National Immigration Law Center. The sale will run from May 18 through May 28, so don't miss it. $10 and up monthly members will be receiving a personalized code and instructions to purchase pins on May 17th. So keep your inbox open and notifications on. For more details, head over to MaximumFun.org/pins, and to learn more about the National Immigration Law Center and support them directly, you can go to NILC.org.
So we have, welcome back. We have our hard pretzel shape Victor, which is the pretzel rod.
Yes.
Sorry, tiny window panes that look like little checkerboards.
Yeah.
Sorry, pretzel shaped little pretzels from the bag that you are always the last one chosen in the Gardettos. They are. Like, if there's a bowl of Gardettos, mix, or Chex Mix or any of those.
Chex Mix usually has the rings.
By the end of the night, it's just pretzels in the bowl.
Do you like pretzels? Do you like circles? Pretzel rings. Do we just blow your mind? Let me talk about soft
There
pretzels.
was elven etching inside one of my pretzel rings. Let's talk about soft pretzels.
Yeah. What is the best approach to eating a pretzel for you? How do you eat a soft pretzel? What's your approach?
My approach to eating a soft pretzel. Now, this is a pretzel shaped soft pretzel. Is I like that. I like there's the twisty part in the middle, and then there's the little triangle on the bottom, and then there's the two big side loops. So what I usually do is I start with the two big side loops, and I dunk them in whatever sauce I am using, whether it is mustard or a cheese sauce, which is usually one of those two.
Sure.
Because I want to get that good dunkin' in with those pieces of the pretzel that are the longest and the best for dunking. Then I'm going to dive into that little bit on the bottom and those two little nubs and that last little piece where it's a little bit more, there's a little bit more crisp to it on the outside frequently. Then the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dig into that sweet doughy knot in the middle, because it's so much denser than the rest of it because it's knotted up like that. And I love a Bavarian braid, like when you go to a restaurant. Again, I only feel like I get those in like, Oktoberfest beer houses and things like that. But that twisty part, there's something great about when you can pull it apart, and there's one part that hasn't seen the light of day. So there's a little bit softer on one side and then has a little bit of a crispy side. You know what I'm talking about? That is how I like to eat a pretzel. What about you?
I would argue the best part of a pretzel, any pretzel, is the knot.
Okay. That's why I saved the knot for last.
I start with the little nubs at the bottom. I eat those, and then I sort of peel back. So I eat the loops, everything, and then the knot goes last.
Yeah.
I don't
much like a cinnamon roll. The best part of a cinnamon roll is that little middle swirl at the end.
Exactly. That's where all the good stuff is.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a Mickey Mouse shaped pretzel, which we have not talked about, the kind you get at Disneyland or Disney World, I will eat the ears first and then work my way in. That's an even better pretzel than a traditional shape because it's more knot. You have more of that center section. Philadelphia soft pretzel, I will eat the outsides first, and then you have the knot is like a significant part of the pretzel. And that's why I prefer that shape. Because you eat the knot last because it's the best part and there's more of it. So I want the pretzel shape that is the most of the best.
That's okay.
Saying that, if I go to Wawa and they have a pretzel braid, I'll grab that.
Because that's all not.
It's all not.
Right.
And
so are you saying, are you angling for the braid being the ultimate victor because it is all not?
I would say that for me, it is between a braid and a figure eight. Figure eight, of course, partially because
Philadelphia.
I grew up with it, but also it's almost always all chewy. It's all soft. I mean, pretzel goes stale very quickly, no matter what kind of pretzel it is. And I like it a little, with that less cooked feeling. Like that's Philadelphia style, and that's not for me. I like it. You can get it well done.
Right. I like a well done, a slightly more well done. I do like a little dough in the middle, but I like the pretzel to be toasty on the outside.
But I mean, we would, I'd be on the bus back to the Northeast from Solomon Schechter Day School. And the school bus driver on the way, as you're driving through the Northeast, we'd get to an area where there'd be like the grass divider, and there'd be a guy there selling pretzels, and he'd have like it's whatever those plastic trays are that you use to carry like liter bottles of soda, would be loaded with paper bags full of pretzels. Each paper bag had 4 pretzels in it, and it was 4 pretzels for $1. They were 25 cents each.
25? What year were you born?
1901.
25 cents for a pretzel.
It's not much more than that now. I mean, a pretzel is like a cheap food.
I guess I worked at Disneyland for so long, so I'm used to a pretzel being $9.
Right. No, this is like we would lean out the window with money and you would get pretzels.
Did you just come up to the bus?
You would have $1 for it. Yeah. Because the bus would just put like, if you were lucky, the driver would pull over to the grass divide and you could buy pretzels. 100%. This is the greatest thing. It was so great. And you hope that you had money for it.
Right.
But like,
look, isn't that the story of the history of humanity?
Yes.
Here's a thing. You hope that you have money for it.
I know there's a potential right now that we may go back to Philadelphia for the podcasting festival again. If we do, I'll take you to a place to get soft pretzels where you can
Well, my father is from Philadelphia, and
I know, but you don't go often, but
I've been there several times.
I'll take you to a pretzel place.
I would love that.
We'll go to a pretzel place, and I won't get lost like I did last time when we wandered around Old City for 5 hours.
It was great though. That was when we saw the Liberty Bell, and at like if this building was open, you'd see this, and it was like
Benjamin Franklin's
1 a.m, and we're walking around the grounds of Independence Hall, and I'm nerding out. I loved that.
100%. But I like that. For me, that ideal, that not experience is better expressed in that figure eight pretzel because more of it feels like the knot. If you get a really good one, it's a lot more of the thick, the chewy center, even if it's done on the outside. I guess
I feel like though, when we're looking at pretzel shape, the best pretzel shape, one thing that we have to take into account is that there is literally a thing called pretzel shape. That goes back to it harkens back to the monks and the folding of arms. That was what the original pretzel shape in, I guess, Bavaria, where they came up with them, was designed to evoke. And I look at the Philly figure eight and the braid, which are more knot or all knot, as being the equivalent of like a GMO chicken that's just one giant breast. Or an uncrustable sandwich. Just because it's more of the part of it that you like best doesn't necessarily make it the superior shape.
So should every car be the Model T Ford, or should we move forward to better cars?
How?
Like a Prius.
How? What do you mean? I don't understand.
Like
there's no comparison. That's not a comparison.
Sure it is. If you're saying everything is only one way.
No, I'm not saying everything's only one way. I'm saying that if your favorite thing about the swimming pool is the diving board, you don't want a pool that's just a diving board, or you'd be jumping into an empty pool.
No, of course not.
More of the best part of a thing doesn't make the whole better. If Defying Gravity is the best song in Wicked, you don't want 2 hours of someone singing Defying Gravity.
How about this?
And I think this knot is delicious. I'm a big fan of the knot. But there is a thing called pretzel shape, Hal. There is literally a thing called pretzel shape. And if we're pulling something to go against the pretzel rod out of the soft pretzel round to battle against the pretzel rod for the best pretzel shape has to have a pass to the finals.
I would take a hard pretzel in pretzel shape before I would take a soft pretzel in pretzel shape.
You're on
because
drugs.
I've never had a soft pretzel in pretzel shape that is as good as
your favorite childhood
as good
Philly
as a
pretzel.
mediocre braid or figure eight. I've not had that, and I eat a lot of pretzels.
I am not willing to back down on this. I'm going to die on this hill.
You're going to die on this hill of pretzel shape?
Pretzel shape. That we're not even sending pretzel shaped to the finals of best pretzel shape. No, we're sending
revolutionaries, Mark. We're changing the world.
We are not.
We are too.
We're doing a podcast.
You drank too much. What is this? You got Monster Energy, Zero Ultra. This can has texture to it.
Yeah, it's an Ed Hardy can.
This is the grossest thing in the entire world. This is in your body. There are 2 servings in this thing, and it's less than like a quarter full. And now he's finishing it. You've gone crazy. You've gone mad.
How?
What? When
it's
are
best pretzel shape. When you play Pac-Man and the little food thing pops up, it's not a stupid braid or a knot. It's a pretzel shape.
Since when, Mark, were you the one who dances to the beat of the same drum as everybody else?
How?
The one who wanted the window seat on the plane because he's a dreamer. Can't see past the idea that the best pretzel shape may not be the traditional pretzel shape, which is a great shape.
How?
I want a shape that is like handheld, which a rod is. The rod meets that. It's like easy to hold, easy to eat. No matter what the size.
Yeah, we agree that the rod is wonderful.
It's the size of an actual log. I guess it'd be hard to eat if you had to like hug it with your body
and had little branch nubs sticking off of it.
Yeah, like a Groot. Has anybody made Groot pretzels? Because that would be really smart.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Groot twigs.
Yeah, Groot twigs.
No, pretzel shape has to go to the finals.
How about this? Pretzel shape.
Don't try to compromise.
I'll give you this. Pretzel shape is in the finals. It's already in the finals.
Yeah.
So we're picking a hard pretzel and a soft pretzel to go with it. Because you said traditional pretzel shape goes to the finals. It's already there. Why are you trying to have another pretzel shape go with it?
Fine. We'll take that to the finals, and then we'll go and we'll each eliminate one.
Okay, I'll go first. Traditional pretzel shape.
Okay, not.
Fine. The rod's the winner. Are you happy?
Fine. Asked and answered.
Fine.
The best pretzel shape is one dumb line.
This topic is closed. Ugh. See what you did to us?
Ugh, this is the worst.
Gosh.
This topic is covered, but there are many more topics. This is the least satisfying ending ever.
I don't know. Have you ever seen the series finale of
The
Night
Sopranos?
Court? Yeah, The Sopranos or Night Court.
No, it can't be. Are we really going with Rod?
Yeah, we're going with Rod.
Just because of your spite?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
You want to die on a hill? Guess what?
You're going to commit suicide.
I just went and planted a flag on your body. And that flag's got a pretzel rod on it.
All right. The best pretzel shape is the rod.
Asked and answered. There you go. You like the ending of Hamlet that this podcast became? There it is. That's your best shape.
Ugh. All right. Well, this is our first ever, spite answer.
Well, we had to get there eventually.
I wish the Supreme Court did it like this. Or if King Solomon really did cut that baby in half.
Here, there you go. Now you both have a baby. Dummies.
All right. Well, this topic is sealed. But there are many more topics to discuss. So reach out to us on Twitter at WeGotThisTweets. Check out the Maximum Fun subreddit or
email us at WeGotThisPodcast@gmail.com or come to the Facebook group where the pretzel conversation is sure to continue. Facebook.com/groups/WeGotThisPodcast. Thank you to producer Ken Plume, researcher Kate McManus, graphic designer Uri Kelman, and QA engineer Jen Alba.
And thanks, of course, to our musicians, Jonathan Dinerstein and Mike Furman, for our score and theme song, respectively. And thanks to you, our listeners, for putting up with this. We love you. We thank you. Thanks for giving us a chance to talk to you every week and for you screaming at your either radio or phone or whatever it is you're currently screaming at, yelling, Hal, how could you? Thank you. Thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
For Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. Don't worry, everybody.
We got this.
We got this.
Soft pretzels.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Listener supported.